the river of gold. Leofric was 17 when the famine struck his village. The winter had been harsh. The fields gave almost nothing. Every day he woke with the same tight feeling in his chest. There isn't enough, he thought. Not enough food, not enough time, not enough hope. His father would shake his head and say, "The world gives what it gives, boy. We take what's left." But Leofric didn't fully believe that. Something inside him whispered, there must be more. One early morning, he walked to the river that bordered their land. The river had thinned to a weak trickle, but he still visited it. It was the only place that made him feel a little lighter. When he reached the riverbank, he saw an old wanderer sitting on a rock. The man wore a patched robe. He had a snowy white beard. His eyes were surprisingly bright. "You're early," the old man said without turning. "Most don't come to the river until they're desperate." Leofric frowned. "What do you mean?" "You're asking for abundance," the old man said, but not with words. "I can hear the asking from here." "I'm asking for food," Leofric muttered. "For my village to survive." The old man slowly shook his head. "No, you're asking for freedom from fear." The words hit Leofric hard. He didn't know how the stranger knew, but it felt true. "Boy," the old man continued, "you believe abundance is scarce, that it must be fought for, hunted, earned with struggle." He tapped his chest. "But abundance is a river. It flows always. You don't force it. You match it." Leofric didn't understand. Match it? How can I match something I can't see? "With your inner state," the old man said. "With how you feel before anything happens. Choose the feeling first, and the world will respond." Leofric stared at him. This sounded impossible. In his world, only land, labor, and luck mattered. "Come with me," the old man said as he stood. "Let me show you something." Curiosity pulled Leofric forward. Anything was better than going back to the hopeless silence of his cottage. They walked until the trees grew thick. Eventually, the river widened into a small, hidden pool. The water shimmered faintly, even in winter's dull light. "Sit," the old man said. Leofric sat. "Now," the old man continued, "tell me what you want, not what you fear." Leofric hesitated. "I want enough food to survive." The old man snorted. "Small thinking. Survival is the language of fear. Tell me what you truly want." Leofric swallowed. He thought of the tired villagers, the empty fields, the endless dread. "I want my village to thrive again," he whispered. "I want us to feel safe, to feel alive." "There," the old man said softly. "That feeling is closer to abundance." Leofric felt something shift inside him. Not a solution, not food, just a little warmth. "Good," the man said. "Now hold that feeling. Hold it even if the fields are empty, even if others complain. You choose your inner state, and the world matches it." "That can't change a famine," Leofric said. The old man pointed at the shining pool. "The river doesn't fight the rocks in its path. It moves around them. Abundance does the same. But you must stop grabbing the rocks." The image stuck in Leofric's mind. The river flowing, the fearful man holding on tight, the confident man letting the current carry him. "Practice this," the old man said. "Return tomorrow." But when Leofric returned the next day, the old man was gone. Only the pool remained. Over the next week, Leofric came back every morning. He sat by the water. He closed his eyes. He tried to feel the sense of thriving he had felt before. At first, his thoughts dragged him into fear. Empty fields, hungry families, cold nights. But he kept practicing again and again. He redirected his mind. Little by little, a steadiness grew inside him. By the 8th day, something unexpected happened. He spotted fresh boar tracks near the river. Boar almost never came this close in winter. He followed the tracks quietly. Soon he found a large boar caught in an abandoned snare. The animal struggled weakly. Its leg was badly injured. It wouldn't survive. Leofric whispered, "Thank you," before ending its suffering. He carried home more meat than he ever had before. The villagers cheered. His father stared at him in disbelief. "Where did you find this?" "Near the river," Leofric said. The village feasted for the first time in months. People smiled again. Leofric felt lighter too. The old man's words echoed in his mind. Abundance is a river. You flow with it or you don't. A week later, more change arrived. A merchant caravan appeared on the edge of the village. They were forced to take a new path because of heavy snow. This had never happened before. The merchants needed lodging. The villagers offered what little they had. In return, the traders paid with coins, tools, and most important, fresh seed. Enough seed to plant the spring fields. Hope returned, but Leofric continued visiting the river each morning. Not to ask for more, but to keep the feeling alive. The feeling of thriving. The feeling of trust. One morning, as he approached the pool, he saw the old wanderer again. The man stood with his staff, smiling. "You held the feeling," he said, "and life matched it." "It wasn't magic," Leofric said. "The boar, the merchants, they were real." "Of course they were real," the old man said with a laugh. Abundance is always real. Your fear is the illusion. Leofric stepped closer. "Will the river keep flowing?" "It always flows," the man said. "But your attention determines whether you feel its power or not." Leofric nodded slowly. "Then I'll keep choosing trust," he said, "even when things look difficult." The old man's eyes shone, especially then. That is when the river tests you. Leofric blinked, and the old man was gone. As if he had stepped into the river and disappeared with the current. The famine ended that year, but something deeper changed in Leofric. He became known as the calm one, the hopeful one, the one who believed good things were coming even in hard times. And because he believed it, others began to believe it too. Years later, when he became chief of the village, he often brought people to the river. He would tell them, "Abundance isn't something you chase, it's something you allow. Choose thoughts that feel like the life you want. The proof will come later, but the feeling must come first." The people who practiced this saw their lives improve, not with miracles, but with steady changes, clearer minds, new chances, stronger hearts. They became like Leofric. They learned the river of abundance had always been flowing. They simply had to let it carry them.